On time for the first time, here we are. I really don't know the better way to intro that. Like it seems remarkable that we were on time.
That's why we have theme music, Cole.
Oh,
Oh, there's theme music.
For this episode, it's Shittown from
Oh.
Throwing Copper.
It looked like you were. It looked like you were playing on like one of those lap guitars.
You learned how to play Shittown for the live stream.
Right.
are you saying Shiptown or Shittown?
Shittown. It's a song about a shit town. Peaceville. Crapberg.
It could be where you're growing up today, in the 90s, because this is live.
You might be a 90s kid if you grew up in Shittown and your name is Ed Live guy.
Yeah. Oh, we're making live jokes because we're doing it live. We have 0 viewers at the moment, but they should be filing in shortly.
Thought I made a dumb live joke for nobody.
No, it's for posterity when people come back at a later time.
On the YouTube.
Oh, it's recorded?
Yeah, it's recorded. There's a show on the network. It's Duckfeed Live.
Okay.
Yeah. Chris isn't tapped in.
It's okay.
Hello, Gary.
Hey, Chris. It is good to meet you over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the first time we've let you out of our show, Chris.
I thought this was like a Snapchat thing where we'd pound off.
I unloaded the chamber earlier. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get tempted.
Maybe if nobody shows up.
Yeah. Hey guys, as long as this is underpopulated, let's not waste this time.
Right.
Especially if it's being recorded.
I would love to get to bed early.
Yeah. Helps me sleep too, buddy. Yeah.
Emptied the chamber. Oh, man.
Now I
Yeah.
have to do it on my way to the bathroom.
Is that a way to make yourself rush to the bathroom?
Wouldn't it be funny?
Like if
Like if you screamed, "I'm gonna come," and then you had to like run to the toilet like you were gonna throw up.
like if you have to puke or if you have to.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Out of my way! Out of my way!
It does sound exactly the same. Oh God, I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna
Oh.
Make sure I do something over a toilet.
Right.
Let me through.
Oh my God! I got so horny. I cummed into some girl's hair at a party
When
on a boat.
A boat party? Oh, pontoon or speed. This is important.
Well, it's pontoon.
Yeah.
Poontoon. Am I right?
Jet boat.
I like to have somebody hold back my hair when I come at a party.
Right.
Like it's nice if you have a good friend there who can
Lift my beard. I'm gonna blow.
Yeah, just make sure I don't need to fucking. There's something about Gary with this shit.
Right.
It took 4 minutes, guys. It took 4 minutes to come.
You can. I wondered why Gary was so fucked. I thought you might be blazed, but negative.
No, I'm neither blazed nor drunk. This is just sipping whiskey, and this is my first sip of the evening.
Oh, really?
Mm.
It is.
Beverages.
This is my rum and coke.
Yeah, see.
Rum and Coke. What variety of rum?
My hands are really big.
Is that a big gulp of rum and Coke?
Yep.
Okay. Attaboy. Yeah. I'm drinking Sierra Nevada Flipside Red IPA.
Is there anybody here yet?
Yeah, we have 5 viewers.
Really?
Yeah.
I got this for when you talk about video games.
Let's keep that up there. Can you hold that up? Let's get a closer look. Beams 8-star.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give an explanation of what that is?
It's a Kentucky whiskey. Blended is in a larger font and bold.
It's classy. Is it underlined?
So I assume it's just mash put in a blender.
Yeah.
Kind of pretty cloudy.
Is that a piece of corn?
99% grain neutral spirits with caramel coloring.
Caramel coloring. That's how you know it's the mark of quality. Huh. Yeah. Oh, we lost a viewer. Cool.
Come back. We'll talk about cum more.
I'm here for the cum. I'm here for the cum chat. If you...
I saw that movie.
All it takes is for you to say hello like that. I'm designing the Corn Sarnet T-shirt. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's just putting off the inevitable. Please restrict my pee, senpai.
Yeah.
Which is the only, like, out of all the shirts, it's the one I want the most, and I'm like the only person who would wear it. So.
With an anime lady on it.
Yeah, senpai.
Here, watch. Chris is just showing.
Good God, Jesus Christ, man! We weren't talking about games. Save some for when we do.
Chris, it's not that cloudy. You just chugged iced tea.
Yep, I did.
Okay.
I traded a bum some Tupperware for this empty container. You can't put leftover beans in this container.
Yeah.
I mean, life hacks, come on.
Yeah. Constantly.
Yeah.
I applaud your efficiency.
Yeah. So do we want to make any announcements before we do any questions?
Yeah, or we could wait until we're a little bit more in the swing. See if we can get more than 4 people, and then we'll make the announcements to them. Or we just get each of those 4 people to tell 4 other people.
You.
Business.
Thank you for donating to Patreon.
You. Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I can't see a list of listeners. Man, Google Hangouts sucks.
It was bad.
Let's see here. What?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, do you want to get rolling with some Q's and A's?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this. All right. Where's this at? Riveting radio. All right. Let's try this one. In celebration of Gary being back in school, what are some of your guys' best college stories? This is Trent Amond asking this.
Yay! Mascots, 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 mascots.
You're holding it upside down.
I don't care.
Is that in protest?
I don't know. I neither know nor care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell a college story, guys.
I was really boring in college. We mostly just broke bottles on the front porch.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
The glass man.
Yeah. No, we did it. We did it just on the over the porch planks, and then we found out that we would cut up our feet that way. So we decided to start doing it in trash cans on the front porch, as opposed to the obvious tack, which would be to not break glass bottles on your front porch.
That's really funny. Yeah, that you went to the step of doing it in the garbage can.
What am I gonna do? Not break bottles?
Yeah. Yeah.
At that point, I think you should just not.
Yeah.
It's too much safety. Everybody put on safety glasses and Kevlar sleeves.
Yeah. It's safety vandalism.
Safety first.
If you want to break glass, here's a pro tip. Breaking a fluorescent light is a good fun time if you can do it away from you so you don't breathe anything.
Yeah, so you don't get cancer.
Yeah, so you don't get cancer. But if you throw a fluorescent light, it looks like you threw a javelin that then melts into the ground. Like it scatters in individual discrete stages.
I've had them broke over my head before.
Was that in college or just
No, it was what's today? No, it was after. No, it was in high school. Yeah, when I hung out with a group of luchadors.
Is that what they called themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unmasked luchadors. You're with your backyard wrestling crew, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They were also a band, but.
Are you talking about
a shitty band? All they had was background singers and people that played finger cymbals.
Yeah, they had the one song that was kind of Spanish influence, so they replaced the finger cymbals with castanets.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew what that was.
Yeah.
Kris the Kiss Ross.
So you're seeing how I crash and burn in front, Kris.
I went in the I went in the military, so we had all kinds of fun stories.
Well, tell one of those stories.
Hmm. So the cool thing to do in the military at the time was to wear an onion on your belt. No, it was to get married to somebody because you didn't want to be alone. And I didn't do that. I did that later, same reason. But so I guess it's not the military. I guess it's just life. But so my buddy, he's from Philadelphia, and he goes on his honeymoon, and the honeymoon was at a hotel right off base. Like literally, they went 3 miles, and so they're at this place called the Sierra Vista Suites in Arizona, and his wife was a beautiful woman, redhead, complete bitch, horrible person, really horrible. And he had a heart of gold and everything, and he calls me at 11:30 on his wedding night, and he says, he says, Kris, I said, yeah. He says, she shit on me. I said, what? She said, yeah, she had these anal beads. And I said, yeah. And he said, so she put them in there, and then she said, take them out. He said, so I started her ass like a lawnmower, and she shit all over me.
Yeah. Varsity level for wedding night.
And then the rest of the time was just trying to find alcohol or dilute or mix enough alcohol to make people drunk enough to lay with you for an evening. Lots of drunken escapades. It was a fun time. Didn't really know what we protected.
Oh, the bottoms of bottles.
Or who we served.
Mm.
I got a medal.
To each other. Oh, Gary, how about you?
Since I went to college as an adult, like all of my stories are just about me hating the people I'm going to college with. So there are no stories; they're just me being mean. But when I was college age, like I had a bunch of college friends who did a bunch of dumb shit. Like we used to do if we went to like a house party and got drunk, then they used to do this thing. You say ransack, which just meant like be a dick in different ways. So like we would take like people's remote controls and like hide them and shit, and take people's shoes and put them in toilet tanks and stuff. And there was like one apartment complex where we like we always like turn up the heat so like everyone would leave, and then kept doing it. And there was one where there was an unoccupied apartment in the same complex that I went into and peed in their crisper. So that was it. It was just pointlessly destructive and dumb. When I first moved out of my house, there was I had this crazy roommate who was this gun guy, like super into guns, and some guy came and like we were on a porch and somebody said something, and he went inside and got his gun and shot it into the ground, and the guy didn't say anything threatening, he was just shooting, and then the cops came and he made friends with the cops, and then they became buddies and like went shooting, and it was just like, oh, only Steve can do that. That's classic Steve. We had a roommate there too who moved out, and he put up a sign on the door that was like a Target thing that had a bullet hole, and it was like, "Don't let me see you again." Like to the guy who moved out. It was real intense. It was the guy who we cut out all the last pages of his novels before he packed. They're like 19 and just dickheads, like just a lot of growing in the last 15 years. Oh, Gary Butterfield.
We had an abandoned Super Kmart next to this apartment that I lived in. We used to get slurred on controlled and uncontrolled substances and go and play Ninja Turtles. We explored the drainage sewage system underneath the building and parking lot.
Did you find anything?
No.
You found pipes?
Yeah, there's pipes that led to more pipes.
Mm.
That's the turtle secret. That's the secret of the ooze.
Never once thought about there being rain, though.
It's like the end of It.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Pressed up against a grate, blowing bubbles.
It's like so. I thought of another one. It's not really so much a story, just as a weird thing we did. I guess the first one was just a weird thing we did. But starting my freshman year, every October was Ska Month.
Great.
Yeah, and so whenever you played ska music, you skanked for the duration of the song.
No, whenever who would play it? Like whenever you would just have
Oh,
to.
just whenever somebody in the house decided to play ska music, you
Hmm.
would skank.
It wasn't ska month at the college.
No,
It was like ska month in your apartment.
in the house. Yeah.
Okay, because the way
Yeah.
it made it sound like a school sanctioned you know.
Like it was mandatory,
Like
Yeah, man.
required to pass the semester.
Here's Professor Dickie Barrett with his lesson on knocking on wood.
so so this is okay, a joke that I thought of the components for, but never really got the delivery down, like so many of them. But it goes something like this: I really wish that ska was still popular, because think of how many effective anti-littering campaigns you could start. Pick it up, 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 pick it up.
Yeah.
Which is the thing they shout in ska. I'm sorry for the thing I just did.
You could a real easy way to structure that joke would just be to set the whole thing in the past tense. You don't have to have this I wish ska was still a thing. Just be like, I remember when ska was a thing and it was a lot cleaner around here. Pick it up, pick it up.
There we go.
Decomplicate it. Complicate. Decomplicate.
A little bit of sipping scotch.
Yeah, just sipping. Yeah. Just sipping whiskey.
Just sipping. So I would.
Is that Drambuie?
No, it's whiskey. It is a Ghost Owl whiskey, which I don't drink very much. I've had this bottle for a very long time. I just kind of sip on it during live streams, more or less.
Yeah.
No.
So I would like for us to get a stream of these Would You Rathers, because video game questions are not going to be very fun for Kris.
I'm fine.
You're good. You already chugged through your iced tea.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can make them briefish. We just don't have to elaborate that much.
Yes,
No,
that's
you
true.
don't have to censor yourselves for me. I'm gonna be here regardless.
You're doing us a kindness by being here. Brad Carey asks, would you rather only be able to eat greasy fast food for the rest of your life, or have the only liquid that you're allowed to intake be generic, cheap, light beer?
What do you think, Kris?
Beer?
Beer, yeah.
So you're going to go in for a surgery, and they're going to wheel up an IV of, the anesthesiologist is going to show up with an IV full of crisp Mountain Cool goodness.
Yeah. Carbonated IVs, that's a thing. That's an idea right there. Kids, are you sick of boring IVs?
Can you imagine how the oncology, the pediatric oncology ward, that would go over great?
Yeah.
Pumping carbonated lima beans into some little kid's head vein?
Well, why is it lima beans?
Then why is it a head vein?
That's where kids, the ports, they put the ports in their head like the Matrix.
Do they really? I thought that's how they had so much energy, is because they were charging.
Yeah, it's not those helmet kids. It's those regulars.
Yeah, it's the Reggies. Yeah,
I was a helmet kid.
Can we add a rider to the Would You Rather that neither one of them will directly result in your death? Because then I feel like the beer one would kill you, right? Could you get enough moisture and be hydrated enough just drinking light beer?
I'm not sure what the net hydration is on light beer. I know that my guess would be it's probably enough water not to have that be an issue.
I had a neighbor in the trailer park who's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I know people who have done that. I guess, yeah, just greasy food. I think that one probably would kill you faster than I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What is it that turns out fact that people throw out? Well, in England, they used to drink beer all the time because it was... Yeah. I'd probably have to go with the light beer.
Yeah. That would suck, though. I wouldn't miss other forms of alcohol, but I would miss water. I would miss coffee. I would end up making coffee with the light beer because I just needed coffee, and it would just be this fucking cafe brow nonsense. It's just disgusting.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of variety. You could do Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, Bud Platinum. I think that counts as a light.
Yeah, could I do one of those lime ones or those?
Oh yeah,
Then you get some citrus.
Yeah. Get a little get that way you don't get the scurvy.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah.
Would you rather have a nail driven through the palm of your hand, or your hand slapped so hard on a nail that it was driven through your hand?
Well, the second one takes the guy with you, right? Like if it goes through your hand, the person who's slapping it's probably getting a little business.
Maybe.
Yeah.
getting a little of that knock-on stigmata.
Yeah, just get some runoff stig.
Just a little steak pack for the road, you know.
Get a little runoff stig.
Huh. So
Would you rather be swung around in a circle by your penis or your tongue?
Okay, so my first thought is, I don't want to taste the inside of somebody's hand.
Really?
It's your first thought.
I know, right? I mean, aside from the instinctual revulsion to being swung around by your penis.
Yeah, would it depend on who it was, Cole? Like, is that what we're dancing around?
I don't know.
Like somebody with an exceptionally clean hand or an exceptionally attractive one? Like,
I love the way you asked that. It was so nice. Like you were trying to gauge your level of friendship with him. Like you did everything but say, well, what about me?
yeah.
Are we going to make a breakthrough today?
Yeah, let's just make an example. Let's say I'm going to grab your tongue or your dick, and I'm going to string you around the room.
Like I'm trying to throw you off of a small little island in Mario 64.
Yeah, I was just about to make that same joke.
Cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. So are we all in agreement that that light beer forever?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. It is so moved. Oh gosh. Let's see here. This one will cover a lot. So Brian Skirsha asks, as a listener with brothers of my own, Kris and Kole, did you used to fight like cats and dogs when you were younger? Anything particularly egregious that you maybe still hold a slight or not so slight grudge over? I wouldn't call it fighting. It was more torment.
Horrible emotional torment.
Like me sitting there playing Pokemon and you like just rolling up saying, what would happen if I pulled this cartridge out while you were playing?
Hey, is this an important part of this game?
It's red. The red things are important, right?
Mm-hmm. Who was it who was just taking things that he loved and putting them in jeopardy or peril?
Yeah, my Sonic doll.
Oh my God, what a great game.
Yeah. I just put that on the fan and have Cole scream and yell, don't turn on the fan, Kris.
Put it on.
Don't turn on the
switch and watch you squirm.
Yeah. There was the time when I forget exactly why.
You made him a cast out of notebook paper and tape.
Yeah.
The little stuffed animal.
Made Sonic a cast out of notebook paper and tape. Wait, were you saying that I did that or that you did that?
Yeah, you did that. No, why would I do that?
I don't know. I was looking for like a moment of heartwarming. I was looking like, no, Cole, stop crying. Okay, we're gonna make it all better. Okay, we're gonna make them safe.
No, I looked at you like, do you understand? Dropped my cigarette, twisted it out with my foot, and walked away silently. Reached up and hit the ceiling light on my way out, so it swung in the dark and looked scary.
There was the time I was running away from you, as I so often did, and you took out the blow pop that you were sucking on.
No, it was your blow pop.
It was my blow pop. What did I do?
I told you don't put it by me on the counter.
Okay.
Don't set that down. And so what'd you do? You did it and then ran. And then I threw it like a ninja star. and it hit you in the back of the head, but didn't land on the floor. And you turned around looking for the blow pop on the floor. It turns out it was stuck in your mullet.
Yep.
I used to try to make you go outside and play football with me, and and you'd play catch. And every time you'd throw the ball, you'd back up towards the door to the house a little bit more, until you got close enough that you thought that while the ball was in the air, you could run and get in the house before I caught the ball, so that you could get away. And I remember this one time, you threw the ball and you turned around and you were booking it towards the house, and you got up on the porch, you flung open the screen door, but at that point I had thrown the football at the house, and I'm watching this football and I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna break the glass screen door. And I'm watching it perfect spiral like Namath. And it comes down and it hits you in the back of the head. You crack your forehead on the door and then fall on the porch. Start crying, and I ran up and I covered your mouth. And I was like, it's all going to be okay, Cole. Just shut the fuck up.
Jesus. It's like the origin story podcast. Like,
don't worry. One day you'll have a podcast or two.
someday
and then you'll stop.
Someday we'll get my dad on the show, and then we can do the origin story for all of my neuroses. Like, also, it says here you haven't seen your son in 20 years.
I think it comes from the fact that I was just jealous because he's had such a naive, genuinely good outlook on life at way too early of an age.
Huh.
And I was just jaded way too early. And I thought maybe I could steal some of that.
Just suck some of that life essence for your own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So punishing you was like some sort of spasm in my feel-good cortex.
Chris, I think when you were punishing me, you were just punishing yourself.
No, I'm pretty sure I was punishing you.
Yeah, no, it sucked pretty bad. You did call the ambulance for me when I swallowed that Connects block.
Well, I called Mom to make sure it was okay to spend the money on it. Cole's choking and dying. Do you want to pay for an ambulance?
Were you choking, or was it just in your belly room?
It was just in my belly, but I didn't know the difference.
We were left alone, like at 3 and 8.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not a clock, ages.
Oh, so that should shed some light on that right there. Okay, let's do one about a show. Evan Noggle asks, since going monthly, it seems like Abject Suffering has been changing from just bad games to include weird games as well. I like the mix, but was that intentional or the consequence of the random number generator?
Abject Suffering is weekly.
Yeah.
You get 4 times as many as you think you're getting. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's all random. We don't do. The only time we've ever imposed a game on it was doing Shadowrun, so we could do every Shadowrun game on the network.
Yeah.
Everything else has been random number generating on a spreadsheet. So we just do what people say.
Yeah, and like I imagine if somebody like wrote in and said like "lol Mass Effect 2," we would probably say, that's not really in the spirit. But fortunately, you guys haven't done that.
Yeah.
Like everybody has suggested bad, weird, and crazy stuff.
They have to be old too because we have to get our hands on them. Like we're not gonna, buy a new game just because it's bad.
Well, I actually had that same question written down, only it wasn't about games, it was about the shows on the network. It seems like you constantly are doing horrible shows. Lately they've been weird. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, it's on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're trying to drive them away. It's like Rooster's Millions. We just want out.
Yeah.
Well, I gradually start cranking up the slurs on the TDRK, and it seems like there's still a few people hanging around. So maybe they need to be put on a watch list.
Oh, man, like you're acting like they're not already. It's funny because the editing technology has actually evolved to like alongside. It's an arms race to catch up with that.
I actually had somebody Insta message me or whatever, Facebook message me that said, "Right on, man. I'd hate fucker for 9/11 too."
Oh, Jesus.
Heard someone say that today. Not to me, not about the show, but someone actually said those words and was serious.
Ugh.
About a lady working in a gas station.
Jeez.
Yep. That's where we live in. That's where I live in Ohio.
Wow.
Where that's okay.
Yeah,
where somebody feels like they can turn around with their Gatorade and say that over their shoulder.
Yeah.
And raise their hand for a high five. Hey, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you want to share a Busch Light with me? Okay.
Trash people.
Ugh.
Gross.
People are like that here, man. It's not the South, but it's close.
Yeah, like I mean, they can still be like trash people though. I don't have a, I'm from the Midwest and I've spent some time in the South. I don't have a conscious prejudice against those areas, but shitty bigotry is shitty bigotry. Like,
Yeah, but
regardless.
some places you just don't expect it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like at a gas station at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, that's up. That's up early for a racist monster.
Well, maybe
No.
he's motivated. He just,
Right?
he just really wants to attack the day.
Yeah, sleep in, buddy. You've
Don't
earned
they
it.
usually lurk at night unless
Yeah.
they're a police officer on day shift?
Yeah.
God. Yeah. So, yep, Abject Suffering, it's the bad game show, but it's also the show where we play what you tell us to. Yeah. Let's see here. Sam Bear asks, Kris, since you aren't ever on any of Duckfeed's gaming shows, do you have any favorite retro games or old gaming memories? These do not necessarily need to involve Baby Kole or Baby Gary.
Oh, baby Gary.
Aww.
Such skinny arms, such chubby legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I played Nintendo and Super Nintendo. I mean,
Yeah.
I played the RBI baseball and 1, 2, and 3, and all those kind of sports games, and played Bad Dudes and River City Ransom and all the Marios. And then in high school, it just kind of went away because everybody got all obsessed with GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, and I just didn't get it. Like, I think I just played it too much, and it kind of made me nauseous, the whole shooter thing. And then life happened.
Yeah. Didn't you at one point have an ongoing game of Perfect Drunk?
Yeah. I think we invented Perfect Drunk.
What's perfect?
Pretty sure. It's a drinking game where you get points for certain things. And then there was a large scoreboard with clothespins. One level was John Bonham. So you achieve different levels of drunk greatness. And the point, it could be anything from like chugging a beer, bonging a beer in a shot, waking up someplace else, waking up out of state, lots of stuff, just lots of random things. Sex acts were, those were worth points.
Yeah. So it didn't have anything to do with Perfect Dark. This wasn't some kind of like Cario Mart style drinking game.
No, not at all.
So I misunderstood that all these years.
Yeah, no, there was nothing to do with it other than my friend Levi thought Perfect Dark was cool, and then he said, "Oh, let's make up Perfect Drunk." And there's rules. I think I have a word file of the rules.
You might want to.
I remember Mom and Rick going into that apartment that we played that at, and there was a glass coffee table, and some girl had sat through half of it, so half of the glass is in the coffee table, and it just made this perfect little holder for the beer bong in the part that didn't have any glass. So there's a beer bong and various other drug paraphernalia, and the entire house, this apartment is just wrecked. There's like holes in the wall and the door, and there's this like probably like an 8-foot by 10-foot collage on the wall that was the scoreboard for Perfect Drunk. And then they walked in and turned around and left, and my stepdad called me and said, "Kris, we got to talk. I think you got a problem."
Did you get your deposit back?
All but $80.
Holy shit.
I fixed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I had that cat that drowned in the toilet because I locked it in the bathroom and left the toilet seat up.
Oh no.
Oh, they didn't do it on purpose.
I know.
It wasn't
I know. That's just a sad
understand the
story.
difference between the cat. I had a cat that did drown in the toilet versus there was that cat I drowned in the toilet. Like, I don't think anyone's accusing you of the latter.
Yeah. No. It's still just a sad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better
Can't
than
remember
leaving
that
it on the
cat.
side of the road.
Yeah.
Or throwing it at those Chinese people's house.
It is better than that.
Better than both of those things. Yeah.
I don't know why Chinese. Maybe just a white person.
you really you don't read their mail.
I didn't know. No, I just threw it.
Yeah. But like all the games that I played were yours.
Really?
No, I mean like not like all of them, but up to a point, like up until it was like, oh, let's get this game for Baby Kole. And
Yeah, because I got
because
that
you're
the
Nintendo,
first system was mine. I got
yeah,
it for my birthday,
yeah.
and then yeah, so I played Time Lord, the game that only has one level so far as I know, and yeah, a lot of that stuff. So yeah, and then it just kind of I got into sports and different things and just didn't have time for it. And occasionally I'll play like a golf game. I have a PS3, but yeah, retro games.
Yeah. You were dropping some science on me earlier this week
I
about
was
zombies
reading
being my
from I was reading from a game or from a website.
neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any of that stuff.
You just well yeah yes you were saying oh zombie ate my neighbors and then Ghoul Patrol then Herc's Adventures
Wikipedia.
Wiki Wikipedia
Wiki.
Wikipedia
Wikipedia.
I bet you there is a Wikipedia.
It's a drink for sick witches.
Wikipedia light.
Yeah.
Uh,
not to be confused with the candle supply store.
yeah.
Yeah. Man, let's see here.
Once, what if you walked into like a store with bulk spices and thought it was a witch store?
Just like walk into Whole Foods.
It's just like just like a bunch of bins for stuff for potions.
Man, this Eye of Newt's really gonna make my gazpacho pop.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, just walk into a Whole Foods and just set it on fire.
I've never been in a
Non-believers.
Whole Foods.
No, there's one right by my house.
Or Fresh Foods of the World.
I think that's at Epcot, Chris.
I was just there. I didn't see it.
No?
Mm-mm.
You didn't look hard enough past the sadness.
Oh, it was really sad
Yeah.
and hot.
Oh man, I still can't believe you went there in August. Yeah, listen to the most recent Those Damn Ross Kids to hear Chris's Disney World Adventures. Yeah. So Alan writes, when are you guys going to do Resident Evil 4 for WAF?
Right now. Yeah, I would like to do it. We have a different thing planned for our next RE game, but I love that game. I like to do it. I'll do it.
What's up where a girl gets attacked by dogs all the time?
Some of the time. No, that's there's the game with the girl with the dog that attacks her. I don't know if she gets attacked by dogs. I think it's just all villagers.
They're dogs. They're dog enemies.
But do they attack the girl?
I think they attack Ashley. Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Yeah. I think that there are places, but although most of the Ashley segments are in the castle, so
yeah.
Yeah. Huh. No, man, which game are you thinking of? Now I'm curious. Are you thinking of Resident Evil 3?
What are you?
Don't take my word for it. I thought Wolfenstein was a Teen Wolf with a Jew character.
Wolfenstein.
That's embarrassing because I will actually say Wolfenstein. I'll just let that slip because that's the way we said it. We had the onions on our belt. We called Shelbyville Morgantown, and we said Wolfenstein instead of Wolfenstein. And I feel like a jackass every time I call this game the name that I thought it was.
We had that on our first computer.
Yeah, we had that and Commander Keen number 4. Yeah,
It's pronounced Commander Kine.
No, Resident Evil 4. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm definitely interested in doing that. I'm on the record as thinking that game is too long.
Yeah, it's still like comparatively short though to something like a modern game, right? Like I haven't played through it in a while, but it's
like a Mayan calendar.
Yeah, it's still comparatively short to the whole of human existence, right?
I've read about Lucy
Schubert's Unfinished Symphony, right? So it's shorter than the long and unfinished or Schubert's Unfinished Symphony, right?
Yeah,
like it has an end. It's like 18 hours, like that, right?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's more of a pacing thing than just an overall an overall length. I think once I get out of the castle, I'm just over it. But
What has like the game has like a distinct A and B side. Like the A side is like turf survival horror, and the B side is just like everything's crazy. Here's a giant Robo Napoleon. Like it's just bonkers nonsense. So like you just kind of have to be okay with both of those sides.
Yeah.
And the first side is stronger than the second one. So.
For sure. I mean, my taste in the series, like, I would almost rather, but then it stops being interesting. Like, we'd have to do Resident Evil 4 because we've already done 2, and then we're going to be doing another one. We've already said what we're doing, right?
I don't think we've said that one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll hold this off now, but like I would rather do like Code Veronica than 4, but I understand that is more of the same, so that would not make for a good show. I think I'm really just talking about what I would rather play than what I would rather talk about.
Yeah, Code Veronica's interesting. I'd be down with doing that. That's a weirdo game. Or 3. Like 3's really a weird fucking game. Like if those are, I guess my process of elimination, people are going to be able to tell which they're doing probably, but like both those are interesting kind of fuck ups. Like I like both those games, but they're weird evolutionary dead ends for the series.
Yeah.
Like,
you heard it here first. We're doing Outbreak.
Yeah, if it's all 0 all the time, it's because I want to be angry for 2.5 hours. Because I hate that fucking game.
Chris, I think you checked out Code Veronica for me when you were working at Babbage's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was one of the ones you brought home for me.
He invented the first computer, Carlos Babbage.
Did he tell you that?
Yep.
The first thing you got to know, Sonny, if you're going to work at Babbage's.
Well, it was a hybrid. It was Steam and Gilligan bike.
Is that a bike designed solely for Gilligan?
Right.
Yeah.
Bob Denver was required. He was like, "Oh man, this thing almost works."
Just one missing ingredient. I don't know what it is, and I'll never guess.
Gotta have more Bob Denver.
We just need a little buddy.
You said it. Jinxie, Kole got it.
Okay. This is one that I've been dreading, but okay. Brayton Cameron asks, Chris, would you please tell an embarrassing story about tiny baby Kole? If possible, also please tell an embarrassing story about tiny baby Gary.
Wow.
Hurt me more.
I didn't know Gary as a baby.
Or did you?
I think Gary might be older than me, actually.
Or am I?
I don't know. How old are you?
I'm very nearly 34. I'm older than everybody. So.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, how would I know little baby Gary?
Yeah.
It's not possible, but little baby Kole. Kole was born black from the waist down, which is why he doesn't wear shorts.
He's like a giraffe rig?
Yeah. No, he's literally black from the waist down.
Yeah.
like I was dipped in hard shell, like for ice cream.
Yeah. A magic shell.
Magic shell. There we go.
Like a McDonald's cone.
Yeah.
I said, Mom, send him back. I wanted crunch coat. But no. Let's see. An embarrassing story about Kole when little baby Kole.
I mean, you can extend it. Like, there's not much embarrassing shit a baby will do. Babies have no shame.
Like, yeah, they do all kinds of embarrassing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. You've done lots of stuff. I mean, you vomited down the stairs, like all the way down the stairs. You puked on me while I slept. When we camped out on the floor. I woke up with my face in a crusted pile of your vomit. You didn't do much embarrassing stuff. We've talked about a lot of stuff, like when we were downtown Cleveland in the middle of the night, and we were coming back from a baseball game. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and it was just me, you, and Mom, because she was like, doing something to spite somebody by taking us there. Because it's better than leaving us alone, like she usually did. But so Kole yelled across the street at a black guy, "Hey, look, it's Don King!" And then we had to run through Cleveland. Mom thought
all the way out of it.
Because I guess that's from the Ninja Turtles, isn't it?
I think it might be.
Says that.
But we were exposed to enough Rocky, specifically Rocky 3, because of the killer soundtrack, that I may have actually been familiar with Don King as like the only prominent Black American. And so that was the way that I like Oprah memorize this is I just had never seen black people up to that point, and so I like snapped a grid. It's like, oh, that must be the one person I know who looks like that.
It could have been, but we were terrified. I remember recognizing, even at that young of an age, that we were in danger.
No, geez, Chris. All right, okay.
Like there was a lion and we were delicious. Like I felt that kind of danger.
Cleveland's rough. Huh.
It is rough. You're right.
Huh.
But embarrassing stuff you did. I mean, I don't know how far I need to go here.
So this is the weird like syndrome, or at least a byproduct of this endeavor. You know, because we've been, you know, because you and I have been doing shows for 4 years now, just about. Like we've said a lot of stuff. Like there are a lot of these details. Like I'm pretty sure we've talked about how I threw up entirely down the stairs before.
Oh yeah, I mean you've done a lot of horribly embarrassing things. The one thing I've never seen you do is get mad at our parents. I always wanted to see that. Like I mean to their face.
Yeah.
Like you know, like you're getting, you know, dressed down by mom or something, and you've never just looked at her and said, you know what, fuck you.
It's not too late.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean,
You know, who do you think? Like, who do you think you are? Like, I would like to see that. I'd like to see you hit her. You know, just like strike her.
Just wheel back.
Right. Right.
You know, there are so many things that you need to say to your parents before they're gone.
Just like take a swing and then say, "How's the moon?" Not say "to the moon with you." You know.
Ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, mother, can I punch you in the face?
Sometime may I punch you?
Just walk in the door and say, "I'm home," and take a piss in the kitchen.
This is my kitchen now.
Right.
Everybody go away. That's right. I piss where I eat.
That'd be like a subplot as if Kole got replaced with something. Like somebody kidnapped the real Kole and replaced him with like a Kolebot, and then the new Kolebot's a real, real kitchen pisser.
Just a real aggressive kind of guy.
Yeah. He just knows that he knows who his family is, but he has no emotional attachment to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I want a Kole that's gonna take the bus driver who's having a heart attack and throw him out the door and get behind the wheel.
And drive them.
You showed weakness.
Right. Yeah. And when nobody would ever bring up to Kole that guy could have survived. It's a foregone conclusion that his weakness would have. It doesn't matter to Kole, not to Kolebot.
Not to Kolebot, this new Kole.
Right.
Kolebot's a nihilist because all of you are fated to die. None of you have value. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I had an embarrassing stories. They just had inconvenient stories based on what you just said.
Puking down the stairs is embarrassing, and also puking on Chris while he's sleeping is embarrassing.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Just because you don't feel embarrassed about it does not mean it is not an embarrassing story.
No, I think some of the embarrassing stuff just doesn't. I don't know. I wouldn't want that stuff to be said.
Okay, cool. So you are.
And I've got lots of embarrassing stories about me because I know that they're embarrassing. Like I don't know what Kole thinks is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I don't know that he has any shame.
He's got shame.
Does he?
Yeah, I think so. There's some shame.
Was it when you were helicoptering him around by his junk?
Yeah, yep. He was like, "This isn't dignified," and I'm like, "Shut up, Kolebot.
Screaming North.
Tell me where Kole is. I'll make you come until you tell me where Kole is." Kolebot.
I'm all out of cum.
Well, I ain't gonna stop. Tell me where the real Kole is.
Damn you, Gary.
All day.
All day.
You found my weakness.
It's the refractory period, my only weakness.
Just start to come out. My vas deferens, just pieces start coming out.
Just prolapses like a party popper.
Turn my whole pelvic region inside out.
The Visible Man.
Well, that's what I would do to get real coal back from Colebot. So,
Like one of those phones from the 90s.
You can see all the way through. Or like the ones that have candy inside.
Or the Mac box. Wasn't that a computer you could see in?
The iMac?
Whatever, yeah. The Mac box.
Yeah, the Mac box. The Mac Cube?
I guess. I don't know. It was
like,
the one with
Chris doesn't care.
I know. I
I
know. I'm trying to make him squirm.
the Mac Dome. I didn't give a shit.
Mac tetrahedron?
Right.
Nah.
I was thinking, why? No wonder the world thinks that we're evil. We have a pentagram. Because if you fly above the Pentagon the wrong way, it kind of looks weird.
You mean from underneath it?
Yeah.
Huh. So is that why we are the mole people are so hostile? They think we're aligned with Satan?
They say that there's 8 stories below that building.
I could believe that. Where do you think the shadow government's going to be run out of? I mean, they're saying it's the Denver airport, but I have my doubts.
Probably in front of the light.
Hmm.
No, nothing? Okay.
I don't understand.
Shadow government.
It's shadow government.
Okay. So I think I'm trying to lead you too far on those, and so you're zigging and zagging in very minor ways, but I'm like way off to the right.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is the most embarrassing story that we can tell.
You can weave around Cole's brain.
It's not that hard to do.
Chris, you're not making sense. Am I making sense or not making sense to you?
Yeah, there we go. It's an important distinction.
Because I understand me. Don't tell me I don't.
Let's see here. Evan Noggle asks, if you have a choice, do you prefer to play games for the show in the most authentic environment possible or the most convenient environment possible, like playing a PlayStation 1 game on the Vita? Also, I meant weekly, not monthly on my abject suffering question. Yeah.
Most convenient possible. Like,
Yeah.
I need to have save states if I'm playing something on a deadline. Or else, like, I'll get mad. So.
Yeah. Or if it's like a situation like we have right now with Suikoden. Really, it's nice to. I mean, like we have no other option if we don't want to drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars on versions of this game. And like Gary said, we're just so used to especially on the games for this show having those save states and stuff. Although I haven't really needed them for this one.
This game you don't. It's just convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I used them during the duels because I was getting mad at the logic of the duels.
Yeah. Like I mean, I'm playing it on the PSP Go as opposed to the emulator, just because that is I can carry that with me and to places,
Mm-hmm.
And that to me outweighs having save states.
Yeah. But in answer, or go ahead.
Have you played Hoops with a Z on the Tiger handheld?
I feel like I've heard of Hoops. I don't know if I played Hoops.
It's on a Tiger hand. It's like the little backlit game. You know what I'm talking about, where like the basketball bounces. It's like a Tiger game. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You have any of those laying around?
No, I don't have anything from my childhood. Like I've moved a bunch. Like
They sell them today in Walmart, by the way.
I did not know that.
They still sell them, and at a bodega in town.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, same like properties and everything. They had VR Troopers. They had Samurai Pizza Cats.
What?
No, I'm just because those Tiger Electronics, they were so heavily like branded. Like they had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one.
Oh, you were joking. I was talking seriously about games.
I know.
Well, I don't often make a mockery of what you like, sir.
You would think I would learn to accept a gift.
Good day.
Bloop. Yeah. Convenient. Convenient, especially because of the deadlines. Let's see here. Let's do this one just because I'm interested in Chris's answer to this. and this is the live show question that I expect we're going to get. Jala Prendes asks, how did you guys first come to the decision to start podcasting? In Kris/Kole's case, the Sam Ross kids, as it's my impression that Kris doesn't record any other shows, and Gary's the Dino Cast and later Dead Idea Valhalla. So Kris, you were pretty gung-ho on starting a podcast. Why was that?
Because I was tired of doing the solo sesh. I mean, I've logged 200-300 episodes of my own. But I'm just going to drop once.
Yeah,
I hear like Netflix, people are binge watching stuff, so I thought I'd drop a few years on people and see how that goes.
Kris,
People could just like sit down. Maybe people could sit down for about 18 months and hear what I have to say.
That's not a podcast. That's an audio manifesto.
Well, there's goals.
Just laying it out.
No, I told you we should do one. You were like, well, yeah, man, what's it going to be about? I'm like, I don't know. Nothing. Then, so eventually, I think it was Christmas time, and you were like, oh, let's try it, and I'll bring my stuff, and we'll do it. And so we did it, and it was weird. So it's weird now to be across from each other, like when we do it together, live or whatever. I guess we call it live, don't
we? Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. Frankly, I don't like this.
you don't like me being able to see you ignore us?
No, because I can't get up and leave.
As you often do.
I mean, here's a behind the scenes look at the TDRK show. There's what I call time seeds. There's stories that I put in that I know that you're passionate about, so that I can go do stuff.
How many of those are real?
How many
of those are just like mind traps that you lay for me?
Just mostly they're all for me, but then there's some that are for you.
Huh.
And just so you know, I'm not a bigot. I'm really not. Like, I think that's the most. I know we have a disclaimer and everything like that, and I say stuff, and it's just mostly to see if I can get you to lose your poop in any variety of ways. I just want you to go to the kitchen and piss, but you won't.
An extended Kolebot Turing test. Right? He's just trying to make sure you're still the real Kole.
Right.
It's the Voight-Kampff.
Yeah.
Kole would say that, or would he?
He would say Voight-Kampff.
He would. You see a turtle being racist in the desert.
But I'm really not. I love all people.
No. And so that's funny because I know you're not a bigot. So that's why it's vexing when you do it on the show.
Now you are. I think I just told people in the last episode, and it might have come out already. Maybe there's another one, and so this is truly a privilege for the people who've given you money for whatever reason it is, and I guess you are just a huge racist. I mean, like, to your core. That's the one thing. Go back to the embarrassing question, because you didn't really say, hey, look, it's Don King. You said a lot of other words.
4-year-old calls. You just made me fall out of my chair.
Yeah.
You said, I'm going to curb stomp an N-word.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, like, I can write down the time and, like, hopefully edit that out of the next. This is in perpetuity.
People are watching. I don't. We don't need that word on our live stream.
I know.
I said N-word.
I know. I'm just getting out in front of it.
I never actually say the words.
I know.
That's the thing that you don't understand. There's an illusion that it's censored, and I come all the way up to it, and then Kole just blurts it out because he believes it.
I don't like this campaign for you to set the record straight.
Kole, every podcast we sit down and do, the minute that racism comes up, I feel like I'm the preacher and I turn around and yell at the people in robes.
What? Chris, like many times in our life, I don't know where you're going.
Preaching to the choir, brother.
My glasses are getting steamed up.
Cole's getting physically hot at the thought of being of just alluding to race.
Yeah.
And that's how angry he gets. I'm surprised that's not a banjo on the bed behind you.
There's a banjo inside it. Smaller miniature banjo.
My banjo case looks like an acoustic guitar.
It's just
It's to throw them off the scent.
yeah. Hey guys, I'm just gonna write some songs about my feelings.
You know how they're like sword canes? It's a banjo guitar. Just.
Hey Cole, that's some nice rope you got. You know any knots? Only one knot worth tying.
Jesus.
But anyway, I digress.
Oh, Braden asks, "Am I too late? Did I miss everything?" No, obviously, Braden, it's still going.
Still going. Hi, Braden.
What was the question?
Did he miss everything?
Did he miss everything? No, he has not.
No, that's easy.
What's that?
So that question was easy.
Yeah. Do we want to make announcements? We're about an hour in.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Cool. Which one do you want to do first?
I'll do the PRGE one, and you can take the lead on the other one.
Yeah.
So we are in, I think, August or October 16th. It may not be on that day, but that's the weekend of the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Kole is flying out, and we are doing our episode on Street Fighter 2 for SNES. Specifically, Street Fighter 2 Turbo is the version we're playing, but we'll talk a little bit about the other versions as well.
Yeah. Street Fighter 2, the way that it works, the impact that it's had, I think we can extrapolate on that, because one thing we like to do is identify where game DNA pops up. It's not in the corner of the kitchen, because Robot Cole don't play that way. But yeah. One note for this is going to be hilarious, because we're going to have this set up. You're going to get to watch exactly how bad I am at video games live and in person.
We have a TV and a Retron, and we're going to have our booth gimmick this year is going to be play Street Fighter against us, and then if you win, you get entered into a raffle for a trophy. So swing by the booth, play Street Fighter against us. I am starting training. I just got my copy of the cart, so I'm starting training tonight. See if I can remember any of the skills I used to have, because I used to be pretty good at Street Fighter 2, and then I lost all of it. But I watched a couple tournaments. I'm doing research, guys. So it's fucking weird. Reversals.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just saying reversals. That's it.
Yeah, there's a book. I forget what it is. It's like how to be good at Street Fighter 2 or something like that. It's like an ebook that was released here pretty recently. That actually is pretty useful. In terms of,
plug your book, Cole. Hold it up.
No, I haven't got my advanced copies yet, Chris.
Right.
Yeah, they're all out in the press.
Self-published.
This is Kinko, like special thanks to Kinkos. And,
under the pseudonym Boom Ponderosa.
That's not my porn name.
No, that's your pseudonym for your book.
Boom Ponderosa. Oh man, I was gonna hold these up and make it be like my book, but that's not funny at all. Yeah, so that's one announcement. The other announcement that we've alluded to on recent episodes of Watch Out for Fireballs is that we are doing another poll, which I'm going to make live after this episode airs. So after we do God Hand, actually no. What is this? Yeah, no. After our Halloween game, should we just announce that, Gary?
Why not?
Because why not? Yeah. So yeah, we're pretty far out ahead. But for Halloween, we're going to be doing the Resident Evil remake. That is the one for GameCube. It's one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm really, really happy about that. There's going to be a lot to say there. But then starting and airing November the 13th, we're going to be doing our autumn adventure game, as we often do. So we have 5 games for you to choose from, as opposed to the 4. Actually, no, it's just going to be 4 because I can't count. Yeah, sorry, I'm floundering here. I've got way too much stimulus right now. But yeah, so here are the 4 games that we're going to have you choose from. And Gary can vouch for this. We are excited about all of them. So, presented in no particular order, we have Riven, the sequel to Myst. We have Grim Fandango, developed by, not Double Fine, what were they? LucasArts. There we go. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and I can't remember who that was published by right off the top of my head. And Sanitarium. Okay? So, what's so funny, Chris?
Can you spell I have no mouth and almost scream?
Almost scream.
How do you say that's the way you said it? Is that the way? Is it a Black Halloween game?
I could have swore, and I could be wrong about this. I thought we had a different one, and then Grim Fandango we were talking about maybe for the spring because they were releasing that remake of it.
Oh yeah? Mm.
Yeah, that's the way I remember it. I can't remember what that other one was though.
No, neither can I. As far as I remember, Grim Fandango was always in there.
Is that really the name of the game? I have no mouth, almost scream.
No, I have no mouth and I must scream.
Oh, I think you said almost scream.
Almost scream. I have no mouth, almost scream.
Shit, there's ghosts in here.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm sorry. That's just that's what you said. Now, if you play it back, you'll hear it. I have no mouth, almost scream.
Yeah. So should we take the poll back to the drawing board, Gary? Should it just be the 3?
We'll put it out. We'll look. I want to look at the. I can do it now. Actually, I was going to look at the suggested games and see if that answers the question for me.
Okay.
Are there Halloween games though?
I mean, there are horror games.
Are there holiday games?
Yeah.
There's Christmas nights.
I'm sure that there were like the night before Christmas, like there were games that were spun from that franchise of a movie and that kind of thing. But are there games that are just, like Easter?
There are religious games.
Really?
There's a Super Noah's Ark 3D.
They get put on systems, like they get released to.
Yeah, most of them, like back in the NES and SNES days, they were they were bootleg, like pirate. So they were kind of like the Sonic and Knuckles or Game Genie, where you plug that and then you had to plug in a real licensed game on top of it in order to get it to go. Because
so the Flanders kids had to steal.
Yep. Rod and Todd. Yeah, so the Flanders kids had to steal. That's the thing. There are games that are like themed around the holiday or take place around the holiday. Like that's generally what we do for WAF around Christmas time, right?
That's not true. Like we do something that has winter in it. We've never done anything that has to do with Christmas before.
I know, but like takes place around winter time. Christmas.
Has a winter.
Yes.
Nuclear winter.
That would be great. We do Freedom Force 2.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's a game called Freedom Force that has a communist supervillain named Nuclear Winter.
That's a person's name?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a Silver Age
imagine that.
Yeah, comic book villain. There's not a fourth game.
I know that.
Yeah.
What's this?
Sub-Zero.
Oh yeah.
And like from Street Fighter, the game that you guys are gonna do, that's like the Big Ragu. Isn't that a guy? The one with the long arms?
Yeah, the big Ragu. Down at the Regal Beagle.
Right.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. Continue this holiday game discussion for 2 seconds. I'll be back in just a moment.
All right. Yeah, no, but there are like, there was the Bible game that came out for PC and PS2 that was Bible Trivia, which like literally does sound like something the Flanders would be in.
Okay. Hey, you know Gary, and I know that he's gone, and he can probably hear us.
Yes, he can.
But do I piss him off?
No, you don't piss him off.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I mean, I can't speak for him. He's not visibly pissed off to my mind, to my eyes.
Well, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. No, with my limited ability to read people.
Because you're a robot.
Yeah. I don't understand this thing you call love.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, we just made the same sound.
Yeah, we often do.
Really?
I'll try and minimize it in the edit. Yeah. Yeah,
Go figure.
we often go at the
Hmm.
exact same time.
That's what we just did.
Or we exchange a
Yeah.
lot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a common thing. I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah.
I actually just saw a story out of Japan. And I
Okay.
don't want to
You
turn
got a
this
story
into
for
a
me, Chris?
podcast thing, but there's a video online right now of a Japanese baseball player trying to hit a 186-mile-an-hour fastball.
I mean,
How fast is a normal fastball?
Oh God, 100.
Okay.
It's like double the speed. Yeah.
Huh.
who is
Am I
this?
gone?
No, you're here. There's just two U's in the video stream now.
No.
What'd you do? Oh, now he's gone. Now he's back. I don't
No,
know.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
tried to figure out where you went.
Yeah. Wouldn't that burst the bat in some kind of
Oh, he
Field of
didn't.
Dreams like situation?
He didn't even begin to swing.
Before it.
But the
Oh,
coolest
poor
thing
guy.
about it is that, and this is where it comes into the world of video games, is that they have this screen in front of the pitching machine, and it actually is an animated pitcher, so that when the pitcher looks like he's going to throw the ball, based on the animation on the screen, this ball shoots out of this air cannon. It's pretty incredible.
smart.
Yeah. So Gary's back.
Yeah, so Gary's back. Yeah. So we're looking at this. Let me repeat the announcement just for anybody who needs things repeated. We're going to be doing Street Fighter 2 for our Portland Retro Games Expo show. We're going to be talking about that up on a panel. Not sure exactly what day or time. And for our Autumn Adventure Game poll, we're doing your choice. You're going to see the link on the Patreon page. That is patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Either Riven, the sequel to Myst, Grim Fandango, I Have No Mouth, and I'm a Scream, and Sanitarium.
Any of those.
Any of those. I'm really excited. I won't say which one I want, because I want all of them.
Yeah. We know which two Cole wants. The what's our next question, Cole?
Yeah. Let's see here. So Brian Skirsha asks, what are some hobbies you guys enjoy outside of gaming? Also, Gary, you can feel free to share step-sibling stories as well, per my previous question if you were so inclined. So,
Thank you.
Two-part question.
I had step siblings, but I was too old to have it be like really relevant. I was just a moody teen, stayed away from them. So I'm an only child and have been, more or less don't have those kind of stories. It's fine. I'm into it. I can, whenever I see one of those 9 things you'll only understand if you're an only child, I'm like, yes!
I can identify with it.
9.
I will share this with my friends so they can get the marketing dollars.
I know about Third Eye Blind.
Do you?
Sure.
Yeah.
I know that song. What are some hobbies? Chris, what do you do other than podcast, since you don't play video games?
Work, man.
Yeah. What line of work are you in general terms?
In general terms, I I sell stuff. I manage people. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I guess I just kind of try to talk to people and figure out what they want, and then try to give it to them without giving too much of myself. Kind of like life.
Yeah.
Constantly guarded.
I told you, breakthroughs.
There's 2 things I care about: my heart and my wallet.
All right.
Keep both close.
Right?
Yeah. I think we're writing some kind of like
that's what I do. I work and work on the house that I live in, and I try to garden this year. That was horrible and pointless.
What went wrong?
Nothing went wrong. No, that's bullshit. People tell you it tastes better. It tastes like work.
But isn't the thing, you can taste all the effort that you put into it. You're doing an honest day's work for an honest day's bell pepper.
Okay. Well, I feel like I worked harder than it tasted good.
I don't honestly. I mean, maybe I believe that. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
No, that's not for comedic effect. No, there's no. Not gonna do it again.
Hmm.
I'd rather grow weeds. Come back and show the tomatoes I bought to the weeds.
Look, motherfuckers.
You listen here. Oh. Yeah. I don't know how to answer the hobby question. I play music badly. That is like my half hour of day to like de-stress, I guess. Everything else has been folded up into things that I talk about. Yeah, that's a depressing realization, especially in this current time of like genuinely criticizing people who make games their whole existence. And I can trick myself into saying that making shows talking about them is different, but it's honestly not, and it's something that I really ought to fix about me. But aside from solitary pursuits, there really isn't that much else. Used to make beer, but I don't do that anymore.
You
You
read.
obsess a lot.
What's that?
You obsess a lot,
Yeah.
like as a hobby.
As a way to pass the time.
Yeah.
That's his night name.
You spend a lot of times putting in
Obsess a
calendar
lot.
entries and reminders.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's how I fight the demons off. Yeah.
I need some control.
Yeah. So that was depressing. Gary, how about you?
You do other stuff, Cole. You read and you cook stuff, and
Yeah.
I connected enough to know that you do other stuff. Watch television.
I
Yeah, that counts as a hobby.
You watched like 25 years of The Simpsons.
Yeah, you did a Simpsons rewatch.
I did. I just like I feel like a hobby to me sounds like active. Like, oh, you make
Like
cool
whittling.
pixel art. What?
Like whittling.
You know what? I think there's a new show here, and it's Gary and I. Forget Kole. It's called Cole's Doing Good.
Cole's doing good, right?
No, Cole's doing great.
Yeah, Cole's doing good. Well, thank you. It's been another episode of Cole's Doing Good.
Cole made a lot of freezer meat this week. Cole's not gonna have to worry about that for a while.
That's good. I like not having to worry about food too. That's good.
Yeah. Got that all taken care of.
Yeah, no, it's got just I got my week's worth of chicken and steak taken care of.
Well, Cole's all set.
Yeah, protein. I'm good. That's good. I already.
There's a case of Coke Zero and a case of Yingling Light in the fridge.
And he's doing good.
So he's got that. He's got that. I mean, if he loses anything, he's got that.
Just call it welfare check with Gary and Kris.
Yeah. Well,
Cole had some people ask him to do something, but Cole was busy.
he's doing good though.
But he's good.
Yeah, doing good.
Cole knows he should get out more.
Oh, Cole gets out.
Cole gets out all the time.
He's doing good.
Man,
Cole tried on some shorts the other day at the store.
Cole wasn't ashamed of his black legs anymore.
Nope.
The other day, Cole was eating some yogurt, wasn't hungry anymore, and lost the lid. But did he freak out about it? No.
Not at all.
He's doing good.
No, he just put some in a baggie that he had.
Yeah, he just threw it in an old bread bag.
Cole overlooked his germophobia and dug an old one out of the trash.
Yeah. Rinsed it off and then threw the whole thing away.
Because Cole's doing much better with that.
This is going exactly like I thought it would.
All right. Legitimately, Cole's doing fine.
Cole knows the future.
It's just getting more and more like, is this changing to where we pretend like we don't know Cole is here?
And then he's become self-aware.
No, this is all part of the Colebot Turing test. So,
I've got a headache.
You're acting as human plus.
No, Cole's gonna be okay. Cole's got a big bottle of Advil.
Cole got the 500 count because Cole plans.
Chris got Cole a Sam's Club membership.
Have I told you what a huge favor that is?
No, it was good though.
No,
It
it's
didn't
not.
take anything of me. I didn't give anything.
I know, but still, it was nice. I've never been able to buy so many almonds at once.
The decision was to take the extra card and throw it away, or to give it to you. I'm like, that's literally
Thought about it for a minute.
all the thought that went into that.
Gary, what are your hobbies?
Oh, I do all kinds of stuff. I play music, and I'll enjoy going and seeing roller derby. I haven't been in a long time, but I like that. Like mini golf.
Hmm?
Went archerying for the first time. That was really fun. I'm sure I'll do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to read,
Yeah.
and I'm in school. So school takes up less time than work. Quitting your job and going back to school means you get tons of free time. It's essentially like a half vacation. So I have had more time to do stuff, which is great.
You quit
Yeah.
your job?
I did. Yeah, I really hated it, and wanted to go back to school.
I don't know what you did. What do you do?
Like office stuff. Like I managed student workers, and I did like data office stuff for the university.
So you just saved up money, and you're living off of like loans or?
Yeah, like loans and like grants and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Going back
Well,
to
that's kind of daring. I mean, I can't imagine doing that. I mean, I have different responsibilities than you in the scheme of like, I have spawned.
Yeah,
But,
that's the thing. Like I couldn't have done it before I got divorced, and then now that I'm just solo bolo, like,
right.
I figured now is the time to do it.
Yeah, it's like living your own filth, right?
Yeah, no, I totally live in my own filth. Like I don't wear clothes at home. It's just a live stream that I put on clothes for. Like it is a real bachelor pad going on at the old Casa de Gary. So, but yeah, like I mean, I figured like I should get some kind of education, and also I felt like I was on fire. So there was this weird like I am so miserable. I need to do something, or it's gonna get dark. So yeah, I had to do something.
What would you have done if school wasn't an option?
I don't know. Thought of something else. Like
Because I think that there's people that are in that situation that are like, and I don't want to be like, there's a lot of shows that are about that necessarily, but what do you do when you feel like you're on fire and there's no way out? Because that's how I feel now in the job that I'm at. I'm like, I am going to just self-harm or harm others.
Yeah. I spent a lot, 6 months just really desperately looking for another job, and when that didn't work out, I turned to this. So I don't know what I would have done if I guess I would have kept looking and just endured and been on fire.
You're just going down the path of spiraling down education.
Yeah, like this is a little bit of like a real pressure release valve.
Have you seen Gary lately? Oh, he looks so smart.
Gary's doing fine.
Yeah, no, Gary's doing good.
Gary's doing fine.
No, he's great.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
Welfare check 2 with Kris and Kole.
he's doing fine.
No, he's good.
Yeah.
He seems fine. I haven't known him that long, really.
Yeah, but he seems okay.
No, I mean, he's getting lots of nutrients.
Yeah, I eat 3 squares a day.
And some triangles, too.
Yeah. Doritos.
Yeah.
So yeah, in answer to your question, I don't know what I would have done, and like I am super sympathetic to that. Like having a shitty job is a big deal. Like there's the American work ethic that's just like, oh, it's not a big deal, but you spend a lot of time there, and
right.
And being in a miserable place, like it's awful.
Well, and I don't know you that well, but so what I know of is like right now, because I haven't listened to you talk ever. You seem like a pretty intelligent guy, and just the beard leads me to believe that maybe it was either school or get a van.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my van buying. I'm trying to become an apprentice to.
Have you ever had a van?
Car user? No, I didn't. I've never owned a car, so. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't jump right to van.
You diabetic or epileptic or what?
I am diabetic. And then
I knew that.
In addition, I didn't get my license until I was 25. And
I saw a picture of you on Cops.
Yeah, and I couldn't afford a car, so.
You got tased because they didn't know you were in diabetic shock.
Yeah. I've never been in diabetic shock. I have the mild kind I treat with pills as opposed to shots. So.
Oh, you have pills.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to the show.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want these pills. There's no.
No, I think I should probably have them.
Yeah, well, if you want to, feel like really, really shitty for a couple days and as your blood sugar adjusts
It's been
medically
five
low.
days. It's been 5 days since my first testosterone shot. So
Right?
no, really. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an announcement. Yeah, I have
Huh.
low T.
Huh.
Yeah,
Are you,
so
are you,
they.
are you being serious?
I swear to God, why would I
Huh.
lie about that?
I don't know. Cole's brought up his IBS before on the show.
No, there's two things that I'm serious about. One, I have low T. Two, Cole seriously needs to be in prison for racism.
Just racism? No accompanying.
No, thought prison.
I feel like you're more tolerant of religion. I do.
Well, and then I believe that everybody should have one.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, as long as we're all
So you can
agreed.
persecute them.
Yeah. I just want to know where
No,
he's at.
but yeah, no. So I got the shot in the butt, the testosterone. So I'll let people know on the TDRK if I feel more virile or
More
that's a
possessed.
word, or just like have raging hard-ons every minute of my day, or
Be sure to let us know.
if I get more veins.
More veins?
Right.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
I heard it's supposed to help out with your vascularity.
Cool.
If I get side abs.
Oh man, if you can get 360 abs.
Right.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
But look, if I just look like a turtle, like sleeping like Bubba in Forest. You know.
You like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Side abs. Never mind.
Okay.
I feel like I don't know you. As much as I know you, I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like it'd be better if I didn't.
Okay. Cool.
So I'll see you at the grandma's birthday party this weekend.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be taco meat.
Mm-hmm.
30 pounds of it.
I'm gonna tell them about your tickle torture videos. Maybe play some.
How
Happy
me as a
birthday,
tickle
Grandma,
torture?
you're 80.
Oh man, let's see here. Will Owens asked, which game were you looking forward to the most for any show, but were the most disappointed in?
I had two answers for this. I saw that question in advance. Like, there's like revisiting games that I thought were good and then turned out not to be good, and then games I never played. And the answer to the first one is probably Metroid Prime, which I remember liking a lot and more or less, couldn't finish and did not like when we revisited for the show. And then as far as things I hadn't played, probably Sacrifice, because that game has an amazing reputation, and I do not think it is a good game.
Yeah. There are two that I remember kind of like putting forward, like, oh yeah, these are good. Like, we're gonna have a good time talking about these. Sword of Mana.
Oh yeah.
Man, that was a real shit show.
Bummer.
And Indigo Prophecy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like is just some things it's not worth going back.
I think that was worth going back because it's like I still can use that as an example of what's wrong in games. Like, it is so singularly like a failure in the ways that it fails.
Yeah.
That, like, I was happy. That's one of my favorite episodes we've done. Like, the more mad I get, the more I like the episode. And I got real mad during that episode. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. On the other side, Dark Souls 2, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. Let's see here. Lynn Weiberg asks, Gary, I've heard you recommend Morrison's X-Men run and recently Concrete, which I'll be checking out next. Do you have any other comic recommendations I should add to the list?
Yeah. I like all Grant Morrison and when he's not working for DC, more or less. So like DC is fine, but he's doing mainstream DC, like his Batman stuff I think is kind of bad. But all of his regular stuff. You should read Planetary. Planetary is excellent. It's Warren Ellis and John Cassaday, and it's manageable. It's like 4 trade paperbacks. It's really good. And Ex Machina is really good. It's, Brian K. Vaughan. It's got one of my favorite like one-line concepts of a comic I've read in a long time, which is there's one guy who has superpowers. He tries to be a superhero. He's pretty shitty at it. But because he happened to be in the right place at the right time, he manages to stop one of the Twin Towers from collapsing and gets elected mayor on the back of that goodwill. And it's a story about him trying to adjust to that life. Like, there's no super heroics. It's just he happened to be in the right place at the right time. All very good comics. Concrete is excellent, but it's like an indie comic. Like it is it's a thoughtful rumination. Like it's very good, but it is not the same thing as the rest of these so much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know this was asked to you, but my go-to recommendations are Saga, and then the new Hawkeye run.
Oh yeah, Saga's great. Like the recent trade of that I just got, the third one finally came out, and I read that recently. Saga's excellent.
Yeah. I just read that in the past 2 weeks, I think.
I want to make sure. Like I wish I had some kind of guarantee that it would finish. Like he's just like there's big delays and everything, and he's Brian K. Vaughan's in high demand in other mediums.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wish that was already like a done thing. Like whatever, how many trades there were, 10 or whatever, were just done, and I know that it would wrap up.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so Warren Ellis like started 1,000 really excellent comics like when I was back collecting comics, and then stopped doing all of them. Like there's like and Desolation Jones and like all these comics that just went away, and it's really frustrating because they're really good.
Yeah, I continued to read The Walking Dead. The most recent arc was pretty good.
Yeah, the ending of it
actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. It's interesting to see. I'm current on that. I have a buddy who's loaning me them, and I'm interested to see where they go with this revelation because they can't just like put the genie back in the bottle. Like they can't undo what they just did,
right?
Without spoiling too much. And it kind of seems like they're zigging that way.
Yeah.
I'm
only up to the most recent trade, so
okay.
All Out War. So I haven't read any like individual what am I thinking of? Issues. There we go. After that. Yeah.
The All Out War was really cool. That's a great long arc. That thing.
Yeah. Like it kept going, and it was so much faster paced than the entire like 2 years that I read before it. That was like I couldn't register that there were actual things happening in front of me on the page. Like it was like, wait a minute, like how many days have passed? Like I have no gauge for that.
Yeah, I think it started coming out weekly during that in the issues.
Yeah.
Like specifically because of that pacing issue.
Yeah.
You got to finish the or you got to play the you got to play the second game so we can bitch about it on a thing.
Yeah. I've got it preloaded. I need to finish Suikoden. I've got Kris featured up here on the video so that we can see him.
Yeah, so he can be extra
dramatic light. Yeah.
I wanted the two things that we have to find extra time to talk about are Last of Us and Walking Dead Season 2.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I'm sure all of this madness recently as well. It's gonna be a crazy extra.
Yeah.
Cool. Kris, any comic recommendations?
Yeah, do you like comics, Kris?
No, I'm not. I can't read.
This is all about true confessions on this episode of Duckfeed Live.
Duckfeed Live After Dark.
Yep.
The midnight.
That's an embarrassing story.
What?
How I can't read.
It's not a story. It's a fact.
It has a happy ending, though.
I graduated high school illiterate. Then
the system did.
Graduated boot camp illiterate. Put me in intelligence. Asked me to hold up their volumes of knowledge.
Oh. Let's see here. David Petrocco asks, and Kris, you can feel free to abstain from this question, but for Kris, Kole has said that you're a grown-ass man with a wife, and a kid. A few times.
That first thing.
What?
I failed at that first thing.
No, that's not failure. Don't worry. You're doing fine. Gary, is Kris doing fine?
Yeah, Kris is doing all right. Kris is
doing okay. Yeah.
He's doing good.
So I've said that you're a grown-ass man with a kid a few times. If you do have a kid, implying that David thinks that I'm a liar, how did you survive the early months? My daughter is 2 months old now, and the combo of no sleep, yay colic, and zero free time makes me feel zombie-like. Parenting tips, Kris.
I guess I just knew from the start, because I'm an overachiever, that it's only going to get worse. So I just took the time that you think's bad, and then knew that it was just going to exponentially grow into more of a horrible experience, to the point that you might load them up in the car and drive into the country, and the only thing that saves you from just chucking them at some Chinese person's house is the fact that you realize they're not a cat. No, you just grin and bear it, man. This is a man.
Yeah, David.
I don't remember the name. Grin and Bear It. It's over. It's over really, really quick. It's a small snapshot of time. It's not for you because you're a dude, and babies are really useless to dudes. You wait a year, they're going to start moving around, and then that's when you can be a dude and chase them because that's what guys do. And then they'll start saying stuff, and you get to like program them and tell them stuff to say, tell them places to pee. And then from there, you try to make like a mini adult, right? So just grin and bear it. Know that it's a small portion of time. Because it's a small portion of time, the more minute the amount of time, the more that you need to actually focus on it because it is short, and the more memory you need to drive from it because you're not going to, human nature, have a lot of memory because it is so short. So take some snapshots in your mind. Your pictures are great, but keep them in your head. And realize that it's just a time and a place, and it'll get better.
No. Well said, Chris.
Yeah.
I love my kid. She's a little girl, and she's perfect, and to me. And it's good. It's the only thing I don't joke about, really.
Yeah. No, she's great. She's doing fine. She's doing pretty good.
She's doing good.
She's great. She's really, really good.
She has a freezer full of meat.
She started her at an early age.
Yeah.
No, I got her a freezer.
Yeah. A little mini baby freezer.
Oh, she's a pretty big girl. She's got like 4.3 cubic feet, really? Something like that. It's got a lid that opens upward.
No, those aren't good, Chris. Alan Del Rio asked, did any of you guys ever experience a time in your lives when you put video games away? And if so, what prompted this, and why did you come back? Gaming lulls.
Sure. Like I played games a lot up through like PlayStation 1 era, and then stopped for a long time, and then got back into it because I had a job where I dispatched tow trucks overnight, and I was unsupervised and it was slow, so I wanted to play Game Boy at work and was making a paycheck for the first, like a good paycheck for the first time in a long time, and eventually ended up like getting a PlayStation 2 and bringing that into work, and got back into games and stuff. So yeah, got me back into it. I think I had a lull after that too, and then might have gotten back into it like when they started talking about Fallout 3. Like not when it came out, because that would have been very late, but when like they first announced it, there was an announcement trailer. I was like, okay, well I have to get back into games for this, in time for this, and never looked back. So just like specific games brought me back, or specific life situations that will give me lots of time to play video games.
Yeah, I think that I done fall off sometime after like Grand Theft Auto 3 came out. I was like a freshman in high school, something like that. From like freshman to sophomore year in high school, I didn't play that much, which is still a lot. Chris will call bullshit or whatever. But I really kind of got back in after I started playing Halo with a bunch of friends from high school, and around that same time I got a job at GameStop, and like once I had a paycheck, like that birthday, like that 16th birthday, I went out and I bought Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Chris, you were there, yeah, that was the start of it. Having the means to play them and access to them was a big deal. So, yeah,
you got that job on your own merit.
Yeah, by just always showing up,
just being there.
Yeah, no,
He showed up.
No.
The Bad News Bears.
No, I showed up and I never went away. I worked at a popcorn stand across from the place, and I just went in every day and asked about my application until they pulled me in the back and said, "What's it going to take to get you to stop?"
I forgot you worked for the popcorn guy.
The popcorn guy, the old Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Right outside of your store. Yeah.
Totally forgot about that.
Getting paid $6 an hour under the table.
Right.
Yeah, wasn't bad for a 16-year-old. And
Like
Chris, you talked. Go ahead. What?
Nothing.
You talked about how you fell off because of the 3D and the shooters and such, right?
Yeah, no, it just stuff happened. It got busy. Just
Yeah.
didn't not a not anything that fulfills me. I mean, you guys do it because it tickles something in you, and it just doesn't to me.
You've tried. Like you've asked about like Call of Duty games and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I've definitely tried like to take an interest in it and to do it, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah,
You know, it's not the way that I pass time.
that's perfectly fine.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Nothing against you or people who do.
No, no. That's
'Cause you're
taken as read.
We're all doing good.
Are Cole and Gary doing okay?
Everybody here is great.
Everybody
Well,
here is doing just fine.
Huh.
Yeah. Michael Henderson asks, what game would each of you really enjoy speed running if you had the time to devote digging into it?
Can I ask a question? What is
Yeah.
speed running?
Playing a game as quickly as possible.
Oh, it's like the Super Mario where people just warp and get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You try to beat your time and take advantage of
Gotcha.
glitches.
All
and
right. All right.
Yep.
I can imagine there's only certain games where you could do that, right?
You would think so, but then people do pretty much every game. It's pretty nuts. Like there's a pretty huge community about it.
So,
And
like-
even games that take like 50 hours to beat, people beat them in like 9 hours, and that's a speed run of the game.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
It's a feat of engineering more than anything else for some of them. Like the Ocarina, the Zelda, like the N64 Zelda Ocarina of Time. There are people who beat that in like 18 minutes, I think, is the current record. Just by abusing the hell out of it. There was a guy, I heard a story on a podcast recently about somebody who beat the Clue game for NES in like 2 minutes, or not 2 minutes, but like as short as possible, so like ridiculous, like 20 seconds,
Mhm.
just by making a guess over and over again. Like he wrote a script just to make guesses, and eventually one was right.
A tool assisted
Yeah.
speed run, which is like a different category. There's a whole world about that, and I think they're fun to watch. Like I thought it was ridiculous when I first heard about it. Like, why would anyone want to watch or do this? But then once I got into it, like, it's pretty fun to watch people be very good at a thing, kind of no matter what it is. Like, oh, this person is an expert at this. It's impressive. And then just seeing these things kind of torn apart is fun.
Yeah.
Can I say something embarrassing about myself?
Yeah, as long as you're doing good.
No, I'm good. Great. Couldn't be better. It might be better after what I say. Text messaging. I thought, why would anybody want to do that?
And then
When
you realize it's the only form of
I
communication
saw
worthwhile.
phones that opened up and they had a keyboard, and I saw somebody sitting at a holiday event, and they were the only ones that had that. And they were just sitting there typing away, and I'm thinking, why the shit would you want to do that? Like, why would you just call them? And then I realized shame, and that's a great way to avoid it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's quick, and you can carry on a bunch of conversations at once. You can
I
do
didn't
stuff
know.
with different things.
I thought right at the beginning, I was like, why would anybody want to do that? This would be back in like 2005.
Yeah. I thought the same thing about Twitter.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I thought it was all like
Twitter
ad sandwich.
Have you guys talked about what is it, Twitch or something like that? The video game streaming website that got bought for like $1 billion.
Mhm.
You've talked about that?
We talked about the Amazon acquisition on the level, and Twitch. It's weird to hear like mainstream, quote unquote, reactions to it from people on the outside, because that's been kind of a fact of life for a while on the inside. So, like, do you?
Like how hard of an idea was that? Like, is it $1 billion idea?
Like there are numbers, like it frequently outranks, well, not frequently, at times their numbers say that they outrank ESPN and MTV in terms of raw numbers. I don't know what that means anymore, but yeah, people watch it.
It's a $1 billion idea in that it's the proven system for the idea of watching people play games and stuff online. So like that idea in and of itself is worth a lot of money. And this just has the brand recognition and the infrastructure already in place and the following.
So I guess what I have to ask you is, getting back to speed running or whatever it's called, is it some sort of like a adrenaline thing for people who like video games if you were able to watch a speedrun live as opposed to watch a video of a speedrun?
It's probably just fun because it's unpredictable and there's an interactive element. Like Twitch has a really heavy chat presence, so even people who do these speedruns know the game so well that they can, they know when they can take a break and talk to people in chat. So they develop like fandoms. Like people become kind of personalities in this, and then
So you're almost like a video game athlete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like yeah, and in some cases you are. Like I think that League of Legends players are now considered to be professional athletes when they travel. I think for like in airport and like visa purposes, they're considered to be professional athletes. And that's the closest thing. I mean, that's the closest thing that I can compare it to. Is like it's like a sport kind of thing. As much as that seems silly, like oh these nerds just want to play their computer games, but it has a lot of the same hallmarks of sport.
Well, I mean, if it's on TV and it's live and it's something that somebody gets, oh no, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
Performance.
It's all tickling the same spot. It's just
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Games like official game streaming is like a real thing. Like there are events that happen like specifically to speedruns. There are charity events like Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick where they raise a bunch of money. Actually, like they get these notable speedrunners to come in, and everybody just kind of broadcasts on the same channel, doing this stuff to raise donations for worthwhile causes. It really is a thing. Like the incredibly douchey term for specifically like the League of Legends and Dota community is esports, which is something I really kind of like think is gross because all it's doing is taking the crazy machismo and like just awful parts. Specifically the corporate sponsorship of regular sports and bringing it into games.
That has partly to do with the games too. So like Dota and League of Legends are competitive team-based games. Like speedrunning, you're just running against other people in the abstract, but really just against the clock.
Yep.
So it has a more positive atmosphere to it than League of Legends or Dota does, at least in my experience.
Yeah, it's a solitary pursuit of perfection as opposed to like trying like an immediate act of domination. Yeah.
Which is, I think, part of why I'm into it. Like I like watching.
So. I couldn't say what game I'd like to speedrun. Like I'm kind of into the idea of like how quickly could I do Resident Evil, because I know that's a thing and that's a game that does keep track of how long you do. But like I don't think I would be particularly interested in speedrunning Dark Souls because that's not what I play it for.
Mm-hmm.
I play it more, like a Myst kind of thing. Like I want to soak it in and just kind of enjoy the experience and run into corners and stuff.
Yeah, and to Chris's point where he was saying how you can only do that with certain games lend themselves to it more. Like you can do it with everything, but there are games that are like popular speedrun games. So like Resident Evil is weirdly not one because there just isn't very much to take advantage of.
Right.
Like it's just kind of too optimized and there's not that much wiggle room. Whereas like something like Ocarina of Time or Super Metroid's a really fun one to watch for like beginners because that's really crazy. I can do Dark Souls. Like I can do Dark Souls in 2 hours, and I like dipped my feet in it like 2 hours and 1 minute, and then I put it down and never put more time into it because it is really time consuming, and it's tense and like you have to sit there for 2 hours and just like this is all I'm going to do for 2 hours, and I'm not that good at it. Like I'm good at the places in between bosses, but I die on bosses and get frustrated. So that'd probably be if I had more like infinite time, like this 27-hour day, I'd probably try to pick that back up because I like that game enough to where like. The idea of mastering it, like I like that game for the Myst part that Cole's talking about, but I also like the system enough that mastering it is appealing to me. But I just kind of like, well, I proved I can beat this pretty quick, and then was fine stopping.
Yeah.
So you're unemployed, you're surveying some courses, and you don't have time.
Yeah, this was back in the day. Was when I could pick it back up.
Good.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah. Stream it.
Yeah, I'm thought about doing some stream stuff too. So that would be fun.
That's always like right on the tip. I might try if I can figure out the tech. I'd like to stream Five Nights at Freddy's. That would be a fun one to do. But
yeah, and then also like playing a scary like I did a let's play of Machine for Pigs and doing a let's play or a stream where that makes a scary game more tolerable because you're keeping on a dialogue. So even if you're alone, it feels like you're not, and it makes it more like I was less scared because of that.
Yeah, and that's funny because I want to experience that. Like I want to jump into it and just wallow. Hey, wallow pigs.
That is what podcasts are for, right? To make you feel not alone.
Yeah.
That's what they are
100%.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to hear people that I like talk about things I like.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Let's see here. Braden asks something to which I have a prepared remark. Kole, would you please tell an embarrassing story about tiny baby Kris? If possible, please tell an embarrassing story about tiny baby Gary. I'm worried about the throwing around baby Kole, baby Gary, and baby Kris because somebody's going to do duck feed babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm worried that they won't. Like, let's do it.
Yeah. let's get this done. I remember when at a fairground you rode your bike into a fence and had to have your gum sewed back on.
I did. You're right.
Yeah, that sucked.
I was trying to make my way from the elephant ear tent to the porno tent.
Oh man, Mid Ohio's biggest porno fair.
No, it was in Norwalk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to drive from the. Again, I was 11 or 12, and I I was left to work in a concession trailer and stay in a bunk truck for the weekend with the rest of the carnies. While Mom was sewing her cape, and yeah. So yeah, I was trying to drive to the bathroom on a bike and hit a fence, and had to go like across the track at the drag strip and find a sheriff. And the sheriff's like, "What are you doing, little boy? Was Lassie caught in a well?" And no, look at my jacked up face. Go to the hospital. Yeah, it was bad.
Yes, not so much embarrassing.
I don't know that that's embarrassing necessarily.
That's probably not.
I think it just further condemns our parenting.
Yes, dude. Do I not know what embarrassing means?
Do any of us?
No, Kole knows. Cole's known for a long time.
Oh man. So we're running close up on time. Like, how are you guys doing? Do you want to finish out the remainder of the questions, or does anybody have
let's
a
lightning round it? Like, let's do
lightning
it.
round
We'll
Yeah,
just
go
be-
quick.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's see here. Brian Skirsha asks, Gary's tow truck story begs the question: job history, first or worst jobs, go.
First job working at a Taco Bell to get enough money to buy a PlayStation 1 and Final Fantasy 7. Worst job working as a floor clerk at Fred Meyer Department and Grocery Store, the site of many indignities, and it's a retail job, so obviously I hated myself and hated everyone because that's what those jobs do.
Yeah.
First job on the clock where I clocked in, I worked at a golf course and I mowed greens. And worst job was one day on the job as a dishwasher at Red Lobster. My first day was Mother's Day. First and only day was Mother's Day.
Your story about the bathroom at Red Lobster. Like, we'll still go.
What's
We
that?
won't feel good about it.
No, it was bad. Yeah, it was real bad. And I always end up cleaning the women's bathroom with their special little wastebasket for their unflushables.
You should work in marketing. Yeah, new unflushables from Roscoe. It's got the Ross Brothers guarantee.
Right. Yeah.
This is the most titles of any
It's good. Scented unflushables from the Ross Brothers. The only unflushable with a textured applicator tip.
Yeah. We made some guesses, and we passed the savings on to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Scented flushables. You're okay.
Yeah. You're okay.
Each string comes with a pulley to make it easier.
Oh. It multiplies the force.
Right. I could tie a knot in that string with my tongue.
Oh, God.
That's how well Kole knows unflushables.
Like first job where I kept track of hours was that popcorn thing. Like I worked at that same golf course that Chris worked at, but it was more like a flat rate kind of deal. And then worst job was 2 to 3 months, like a summer, working as the salad bar attendant at a Ruby Tuesdays.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was real rough
Yeah.
because I only work during the daytime. And fun fact about Ruby Tuesdays, salad bar guy is also the dishwasher during the daytime.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so the guy who is putting your mixed greens out is also handling garbage glassware, garbage plates.
Gross.
Very gross.
Where did you go in your mind while you? Because I could see you like shaking like a rape victim.
It's pretty bad.
While there was just like half-eaten food and germs, just like dying inside.
Like most mental illnesses, that didn't really show up until college. Like I've always had a little bit of it. I was just like gross, like yucked out about it. I think the way it manifested was I did a very bad job, and also I changed my gloves a lot more frequently.
I mean, like you just walked through the Ruby Tuesdays like Andy Dufresne. Like you fucking weren't there.
Tall glass of water. Oh God. Yeah, no, that was bad. Like they're my theory, working theory, there are retail people and food service people, and I'm a retail person. I just can't handle people's organics. Let's see here. Carlo Martinez writes, when you guys have a barbecue, what do you usually cook and or eat? And he gives a story talking about how he has, how he's growing up in the San Fernando Valley and how most of their barbecue food is influenced by Mexican culture. I have no concept of what life in Ohio is like. The only things I know from Ohio are Drew Carey, whom I dislike, and Hawthorne Heights, presented without comment. Are there any Ohio-specific barbecue foods? Is there a dominant culture / food like German bratwurst?
What is a Hawthorne Height?
It's a band, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Hawthorne Heights.
It's a neighborhood in Cleveland with lots of basement apartments.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we cook. Everything in Ohio is the most boring version of everything else, except for Cincinnati's Oktoberfest, which is off the hook and answers your second question. That is that is the big cultural thing that we have in Southern Ohio. But where Chris and I are from, it's pretty much like American cheese on a frozen patty that you get at the Sam's Club. Like there's nothing real special or unique about it.
No, it's like if aliens came back and found the tablets that we wrote of our history, it's how they would recreate it in like their new carousel of time. It's much like the Ohio dialect is pretty neutral, so is everything else.
Yeah.
I will say really, really bland and without flavor. Which is the same thing.
Pretty much, yeah. Like when I first heard this question, I misunderstood it to mean like barbecue restaurants and stuff, and there are some, but it's mostly like Carolina barbecue or like Tennessee, whatever. It's like just pork with some sauce on it. Have some fun. But yeah, no, really, like the Oktoberfest down here, like the German food is actually like legit really good. And that's been one of the nice surprises about living in Cincinnati, where people laugh at unsubtitled German jokes in Grand Budapest Hotel. Strong German presence. Yeah. Let's see here. Mike Verano asks, so I'm still reeling from the very character-driven ending of The Last of Us, and it makes me wonder, what are some of your favorite character arcs in gaming?
That's a big question.
Yes, it is. I'll answer it the kind of the most broad way that I know how, which is to say, Lee's arc in the first season of The Walking Dead is pretty good insofar as he acts as this stabilizing force for all these stories that kind of occur around him. Other than that, like, name your pick of like a Mass Effect character. Like Garrus, I think is pretty cool, and Tali, like any of those ones that stay with you from 1 to 2, from 1 to 3. like all of that. Those are interesting to me in a in a way that sticks out.
Yeah, I will say the cast of Torment. Specifically Nameless One is like that's amazing. Like when you think of an arc, like I think of change, character change, not just somebody who like I'm interested in as like a thing. Because there's lots of characters who I just kind of like, but then as far as somebody who actually changes, like the Nameless One, what he's trying to do and what he's trying to go through is intensely resonant and literary to me, and just affecting. So that's probably my favorite arc. Yeah.
And the final one for the night. I need you guys to understand that I did not put him up to this. Dennis Furia asks, as a palate cleanser, in what is sure to be a night of dressing down, Gary and Kris, what is one good thing about Kole that most people don't know?
That he put Dennis up to asking that question. I'm just kidding. That's not true. I know he didn't put out that. I don't know if I know anything that people don't know. Like I love Kole. Like I give Kole shit, but like it's not, it come like we spend enough time together that I think that like I'm talking about you like you're not here. Like we spend enough talking to the audience. Like we spend enough time together that like it would be ridiculous if I didn't actually like Kole. Like that would be I would find a new podcast partner. Like the fact that we do all this stuff and work together is a testament to that. Like sometimes, and the thing that people don't know about Kole, I guess this isn't a good thing, but part of the things they don't know about him is like a lot of these things that I make fun of him about, he plays up because he has a good sense of humor about it. It's not about, like there's a little bit of like playing a character about it. So I guess that would be the good thing about Kole, is that like some of the stuff is not quite as severe as it comes off. But I don't think that there's like we haven't said a lot of bad things about Kole tonight, and nor like when I give him shit, I can't speak for Kris, but like I'm not really saying bad things about Kole.
Yeah.
Like I'm teasing him in the same way that I tease my friends or expect to be teased.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Kris?
No, I got nothing.
Okay, cool.
No. I just think it's funny that Gary lies about tolerating Kole. That's hilarious to me. Like, you were using Kole as a stepping stone to get to a rung on the ladder.
Yeah.
To the top, my friend. To the top. No, Kole is genuinely like a great human being. I don't know of anyone ever that he's ever hurt or just did anything outside the realm of what some just a genuinely good person. I don't know of anybody that he's ever wronged. I love him to death. Sometimes you catch yourself thinking about what your life would be like without certain people as your relatives get older, and so your mind drifts to what your life would be like without some other people, and life without Kole would be horrible. Love you, man.
Oh, thank you. That was shockingly genuine on both your parts.
No, it's great. I'm just glad that I'm white, because that's the only way you'd love me back.
Well, this has been that's been ridiculously one-sided. So let's end this with group hugs all around. Kris, I think you are a fantastic father, and like our conversations are things that I genuinely treasure because they are, really funny, and I'm happy that you're game for helping us share those with the world. Gary, you are, one of the most remarkably principled people that I've ever, interacted with, and similar to what Kris said, I don't know that you have wronged. That's a weird thing to say. Let's stick with remarkably principled. And both of you are just incredibly funny, and I thank you guys for doing all of this crazy stuff because it's been really cool.
Both Kris and I were driving once and torched a bum.
There we go. So now I feel like the emotional debt is repaid. Yeah. There we go.
That's our karmic equivalent to like you being a germaphobe, is that you're a germaphobe your whole life, and one night Kris and I torched a guy.
Cool.
I left a complete.
He was a white guy. How do you like that, Kole?
No! One less for my army.
I left a complete and total stranger in Aspen.
What happens when you find a stranger in the Alps?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, that is every question, and we are just right up on time.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching, and thanks everybody who will watch in the future.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch the next one, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it, back our Patreon, patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
Yeah.
And you know all the other stuff to do.
Yeah. And in case you were wondering what I've been playing with this episode, because I always announce that, it is a set of fingernail clippers. Don't worry, it's just mine, so it's not contaminated. And also a graphics pen. Yeah. Kris, thank you very much for joining us. This was a good time.
No problem. Goodbye, everyone. It's the last time
Goodbye.
I'll probably be here.
Good night.
Bye, Kris.
Sorry.
Sorry, America.